everybody. Thank you for coming out today. And thank you for our author today for a book signing and an interview here at the Cozy Book Nook. We have with us Terri Rath. And I'm Leslie Way. I'm one of the owners here at the Cozy Book Nook. And we're going to do a little interview and talk to Terri about her work and what inspires her to write and just a little bit about her. So, Terri, could you introduce yourself?
I'm Terri, and I wrote this book, so
I love it.
And I grew up in Cincinnati.
Okay, good. So, tell us about your book.
So the idea came about, like, your spirits, like if you believe in past lives, your spirits recognizing each other, no matter what form, you would be in, and that's basically the whole premise of it.
And what genre is it?
It's a romance fantasy.
Okay, good.
So, and I try to not do too much fantasy because I know fantasies is hard for romance authors or readers to kind of get into that. So I try to ease everybody into it. So.
So what's the name of it?
Oh, A Lingering Dream.
Okay, wonderful. And so, do you mind telling me a little bit about what inspired you to write the book?
It started, this particular book started as a dream, and I was talking to an author friend, and she's like, I just keep dreaming about men that love me. And she's like, well, you should just write that down and make a book out and just capitalize on that. And that's what happened. And then, but also I had a lot of stories, and I just was really hesitant to start writing. And then, I was talking to another author friend, Instar, and she's afraid to you write something that someone had already written, and she's like, it's not about, you don't have the original ideas, it's the original telling of it, and that really helped me get over my fear I wanted to tell.
That makes a whole lot of sense because a lot of really good books are just retellings of stories that are already out there, just told a little differently. So yeah. You can just put your own flair on it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do something a little bit different. Right now the big trend is tropes. Everybody,
yes.
And I'm trying to be a little bit more natural with the tropes. So if the scene doesn't feel natural, I don't want to write it in there.
Right, that makes sense. So you're not sticking in the
I'm not sticking in. Yeah. So I just if it doesn't work, then I won't write to. Unfortunately, I won't write to readers. I just hope to find the right readers for my books.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So that's awesome. What kind of authors do you like to read? Who's your favorite?
Well, Intisar Kanani is a big fantasy influence for me. Juliet Maroyer is a big romance fantasy. I think those I'm blanking out. So
that's fine. That happens sometimes. Have you always been a big reader, or did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody else did drugs. I did books.
Yes. And often more expensive, actually.
Yeah.
But books won't ruin your life, so that's okay. Tell me a little bit about your writing style. How did you get the book together? Did you make
Well, there's plotters and there's pantsers, and I'm a pantser through and through. I try to plot like I do. I have Post-it notes that I stick on the wall and stuff, and my husband will tell you they're just crumbling. He was asking me about the other. He's like, what about this post-it? I was like, oh, that's 3 years old. I just haven't taken them down. I'm just a pantser. I just the biggest. It's hard to get over the hump of just the motivation to write. I'm ADHD and ASD, and so it's hard. But I found that putting on music really gets me going, and I actually have a playlist for that I give to readers if they want it for each chapter.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's kind of hard because everybody's reading pace is different, so it's you have to repeat the song or.
Mm-hmm. So if somebody gets your book, does the playlist inside the book, or do they need to contact you?
I put it on my social media, but
that's awesome.
Because the book started as Bella's Amazon's episodic release. So in the Bellas, I just put the title of the song in each episode, and it worked out well. So
that's awesome. I think you're the first author we've talked to that was using Bella's. I know Tony's mentioned it before, but not hasn't used it yet. So was that a good experience working through that?
Bella really helped me to be more consistent. Like I said, it's just so hard to get motivated, but and it was nice, you know, to know that people were actually waiting for an episode. A lot of readers don't like episodes because we're all impatient readers. Yes. We want the next thing now. So yeah, and then and Amazon was doing really good with their promoting and kind of giving bonuses to authors. But now as it's gotten more popular, they're like yeah. So Bellas aren't as popular now. At least with authors, a lot of people have been pulling out, but I've stuck with it. I'm going to stick with it just because it helps me with my writing process. So
that's a good transition for my next question. I want to ask you is what's next for you?
I've got like 5 books in. I've got another series I'm writing on novella. That's my dark fantasy. That's actually the book I wanted to debut, but I've been writing it for about 4 years now, and it just was not. It's a really, really hard book because it had a lot of myself in the book. So it's been really hard. So I actually wrote a lingering dream to kind of give me something happy to escape to. And my friends are like, yeah, your book started out happy, but then you like have a lot of dark trauma in the end. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. That's just what comes out, but it ends up being good. Yeah. So I mean, I like to write about, like I said, that you know, you can still be broken and still save the world, and that's what I want all of my characters to be able to. Like my main character in The Lingering, she's got like a lot of anxiety and just really unsure about herself, and but she knows herself, but it's hard for her to find a place in the world. So, and I just wanted to bring that.
Sounds like a super relatable character.
Yes, I want my characters to be relatable.
I don't know very many people that can't relate to that in some way, shape, or form. So, especially in younger generations, there's
because it's like mental health is not like for older generations, they don't talk about it a lot, and so it's like, oh, well, when I was young, it never. But the thing is, like, because no one ever talked about it, but so I really want to bring the conversation up front for everyone, like. And I talk about it a lot. Now, it's probably TMI for a lot of people, but a lot of people are like, hey, you know, like, I can't believe you're talking about this. This is how I've felt my whole life. And it's like, when other people talk about it, I was like, oh, that's normal for me to be this way.
Right, it's validating.
Yeah. Yes, to be seen and heard, yes.
I love that. So that's awesome. All right, well, and this is your first book signing ever.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about that?
Oh, I had like 4 dreams where I didn't make it on time, so.
But you did.
Yes, I did make it. Yeah. And the chocolate didn't melt. So.
Chocolate didn't melt, and the tea was ready, and everything's been good. So, and you've got a wonderful crowd that came out today. I just kudos to your family and friends. That's amazing. So much support.
I'm awesome. I'm happy. Thank you guys for coming.
You guys don't realize how important that is to anyone who's creative. Is to have their family and friends stand behind them and support them. It's huge. So many don't have that. So. Yeah,
I always tell people, like, you know, support your, even if you can't buy or anything, like, share or talk about, just tell them, like, because sometimes we're just down in the dumps, we're in a dark place, and we just feel like we don't want to create anymore because who cares? Nobody's even looking at our stuff. But there's just always that one person that I have, my muse. She was always like, "Your work is great." It's always like, I'm like my stuff is dumpster fire today. She's like, "No, it's not. Just keep going." Yep. And sometimes it was always her. She was always like my cheerleader. And I said, if I finish the book, if no one else reads my book, I'm gonna finish it for you. Because
it's good. It's a little motivator.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to add? I supplied you with enough questions.
No.
All right, you did great. All right, well, thank you for coming.
You did great too.
Thank you. All right, thank you guys for all listening.